it, don't be timid when you in it, apply that. Love upon it, live alone, leave it. I don't want no drip, baby, spray it like it's really so fine and spicy, baby, jump up on this. I guess that's why you like it, baby, come and get this. Takes a lot to excite me, baby, give it all you got. I'm a tough cookie, baby, get the right stuff.
I won't dance, don't ask me.
I think I'm not going to need any sleeping pills tonight. Let's get started on the weekend.
I just wish Dorothy was here. I need her advice.
Why can't you talk to me?
Well, no offense, Sophia, but Dorothy gives the best advice. She always knows just what to say.
I need help.
I'm back.
Dorothy? What about Dorothy? Have you told Dorothy?
Oh, I wish Dorothy were here.
Never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you. When I touch your phone, I'll follow you down till the sound of my voice will haunt you. Give me just a chance. Never get away from the sound.
A slut and a moron.
Eat dirt and die trash.
Dead. Muffins? Thanks, you human mattress.
Want it. I'm like a ring, like a diamond ring on my wedding finger. I'm like a big shiny diamond that I can wave around and talk and talk about it. One of the things that give me color, I can never doubt it. Until death, I do. See a body, right. This man is testing me. Help me, Lord. I need you to tell me, baby, where the hell is my husband? What is taking him so long to find me? Oh, baby, where the hell is my love? Getting down with another.
Will you marry me for real?
For real?
For real.
Oh, yes, Lucas. Oh, yes.
Your husband is coming.
What a hump. I know. Eat your hearts out.
Blanche, did it ever occur to you that possibly Rose or I might be interested in Jay?
Yes.
And you still used every cheap ploy to nab him before we had a chance?
Yeah.
Then what do you have to say for yourself?
Damn, I'm good.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. The mother boys don't know how to act. Yeah. I think it's special.
Hey y'all see me trying to upgrade our little thing and whatnot, okay? Hold on.
That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I woke up this morning, wrong side of the bed. I don't have to explain it. I might be a bitch. I might make a friend. Ain't I so amazing? Love me or hate me. Who ain't changing? And I don't give a fuck. No. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Don't hide no emotion. Wear 'em on my sleeve. All my feelings Gucci. Can't hold back my tears. That would be a crime. 'Cause I look pretty crying. Oh, they ain't tell you. Love me or hate me. Who ain't changing? And I don't give a fuck. No. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
I feel like hurting they feelings. Don't get mad, I get millions. My heart ain't got no feeling. My cars ain't got no ceiling. I ain't with that acting out friendly. Please step away from the Bentley. You're either not with me or with me. The fire close by like it's with me. Stay in your lane, don't tempt me. Mr. Bust the whole clip till it's empty. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Like Bergen them said, God willing. 5 chains on like brr. Feeling like rocking my fur. Rolls Royce with the chauffeur. How your toes feel on a mink fur. Scoochie.
Cry 'cause I want to. Smile if I want to. Huh. Yes, I can. Love 'cause I want to. Get so mad I can scream. I can scream. I can scream. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. I do my head toss, check.
On Amazon Music.
Y'all make sure to grab your drinks, grab your friends. We are back, and we are back for another review.
Give me one reason to stay here,
and I'll turn it back around.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn it back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind.
Hey Beefcake. Hey everybody, welcome in. Hey Beefcake.
Oh, I know that you got mine. You know that I called you. I called too many times. You can call me, baby. You can call me anytime. You got to call me. Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn it back around. Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn it back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. I don't want no one to squeeze me. They might take away my life. I don't want no one to squeeze me. They might take away my life. I just want someone to hold me. Oh, and rock me through the night. The youthful heart can love you, yes, and give you what you need. I said this youthful heart can love you, oh, and give you what you need. But I'm too old to go chasing you around, wasting my precious energy. Give me one reason to stay here, yes, not turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, not turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why. Baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why I should stay. Said I told you that I loved you, and there ain't no more to say.
Music.
Atención, atención. Miss Queen is here. Lo comentan en las esquinas, que a ella le llaman la asesina. Oh, entran, pero no saben que se debe respetar el código de caer. The Queen is here, baby. Esto es puesta para mí, vamos a dejar el drama. Motherfucker, soy raíz, yo no soy rama. Y la calle me acama y me llama porque nada bueno está pasando. A mí los titanitos me rodean porque tengo rulos. Tú en la raya, no me das la talla. Dejen la cotorra que esta reina tiene raya. Llegó la placa de repente el bacalao, la que comanda en las esquinas, que allá le llaman la asesina. Oh, entran, pero no saben que se debe respetar el código de calle. The queen is here, baby. Saquen ya mi nombre de su boca, porque lista traigo mis canciones a quemar ropa y no voy con balas locas. Mi pana, que daño me va a hacer tú ni Satanás apareciendo podrá apagar mi luz. No se confundan y se sientan inferiores, no se sientan aludidos cuando escuchen mis canciones. Si cuando yo era chamaquita mi madre me lo decía, mija, a ti no hay quien te mate, tú reencarnado.
Alexa, stop. Welcome in, everyone's. Sis, I just saw your community wall post. That was so funny.
Yeah, it's true though.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Beefcake. Beefcake is here. We're going to get other people coming here in a minute. Sorry, Unspoken is running late, y'all. She had a busy evening. Don't mind me, because I still had a busy evening too. I just walked to the 6 o'clock. And I literally pulled out my phone and came on here and checked everything. I basically just came in here, just threw all my devices on the table and turned in my computer while I went because this day has been crazy. My mother went to work. My mother went to work and she had their day. This day just ain't been good. It's been all mess of it. But we are here. Y'all, we're going to get started because this doggone episode had me hot. The dude that got catfished in this episode was a crazy dude, okay? So today we're going to be reacting. Hey, Spencer. Here she is. Hey, Spencer.
Hey,
So y'all like the new streaming service? Y'all like it? I mean, isn't it cool? Well, y'all like all the effects and stuff? I mean, isn't it cool, girl? Y'all see me trying to upgrade our little old thing and whatnot. I like it. I like all the effects and stuff. I like all this stuff.
Alec.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah.
Alec. I'm listening to it. I went to listen. I'm listening back. I'm listening on this end. And I went to listen to it live. And the sound is got like it's not muffled, but it's got like some sort of background noise. It's like a fan noise or something. You had a fan on? No.
Yeah, I have a ceiling fan on, but that
Oh,
shouldn't.
I know
That
that's
shouldn't.
that's not the noise. Is it clear for y'all, Spencer? Maybe it's just me because of where I am.
Yeah, Spencer, is the sound clear for you? Beefcake, is the sound clear for y'all?
I'm
Is
listening
the
to it
sound?
on the phone and on this little. My daughter brought my tablet, and so
Yeah, is it echoing for y'all, or is
it's
it
not
fine?
echoing. It just sounds like a little. I don't know. It's like some sort of background noise or something. Go ahead, keep on talking. I'm gonna mute up and see if that's the issue.
Okay. So yeah, Spencer, is the sound clear for y'all? Spencer and Beefcake. There's no echo. Okay. Spencer said the sound is clear for her.
Okay, it's me then.
What is mute, sis? And then you can chime in. So, did any of y'all watch the episode? First of all, welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. We are here, but we are late. But that's fine because we're always late. I'm always late for my doggone funeral. I feel like I'm gonna be late for my own doggone funeral, y'all. Okay, listen. So today we're going to be reacting to cat. We're going to be reacting to Catfish. We're going to be reacting to NTV Catfish episode 8. So today we're going to be reacting to NTV Catfish season 8 episode 5. I think it's episode 5. I think it's episode 5. I think it's episode 5. So we're going to be reacting to that. Spencer said, "Hush." Spencer. So if y'all don't know what we're using today, we use a different streaming service because, listen, I like StreamYard, but it wasn't given. So let's see, Joesph and Sabrina. I want to make sure I got the. Okay, so today we're going to be reacting to MTV Catfish Season 8, Episode 5. Church announcements before we get started. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to Unspoken's channel. She got some good stuff going on over there on her channel. She got some positive stuff. She got the Witch's Brew. She has a lot of things going on over there. And make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all do that. So we're going to be reacting to the episode. Y'all, this episode was crazy. So I want to ask Unspoken, did she watch it? Have you watched this one before?
Yeah, I watched it. I think a couple of days. Yeah, I think I watched it I watched it last week.
Do you have any thoughts on it?
I do, but I'm gonna wait until you start talking about the parts that I want to.
Okay. So we're talking about a different part, y'all. This episode was crazy. It was full of a lot of weird shit that just kind of got me crazy. Now I did watch Auntie Momo's review on this. Auntie Momo said the same thing that it was crazy, that it was a crazy doggone episode. It was crazy, and it was crazy. So we're gonna react to this episode. So let's get. So I hope y'all ready for this review because I'm ready to give it to you. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So, Neve and Cammy get an email from regarding Crystal. Crystal is reaching out to Neve and Cammy on behalf of her brother Joesph. Joesph has been talking to this girl Sabrina on Facebook for the past 8 months. They've never FaceTimed. I think they talked on the phone once or twice. I don't know, but I think they have talked on the phone once or twice, and he only got a few pictures of her. Crystal said that she went and looked at Sabrina's Facebook. The profile is very, very, very. The profile is very fishy. To Crystal, Joseph's brother. She said it was real fishy, and no one in the comments seems to know her. Crystal says, I don't want my brother to be getting catfished out here. I don't want to talking to somebody that's not real. So they read the rest of the email, and then they're like, okay, well, nothing but to do it. They go ahead and they get Crystal. They go ahead and they call Crystal. They get her on Skype. But first of all, before we get into this episode, can we get into Cammy Crawford's? Can we get into Neve's co-host Cammy's hair for a minute? Like, girl, her hair was beautiful. They reached out to Crystal, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm basically just a 22-year-old. I live in Phoenix, and I live in Phoenix." And I do work and stuff. She says that her brother Joesph has been talking to this girl Sabrina for the past 8 months. And, Crystal's just very suspicious of her because they've never FaceTimed. Now, Joseph's never asked her to FaceTime because, of course, Joesph is a weirdo. And, Neve Cammy asked Crystal, is she a thirst trapper? She said it looks like that in her pictures. And then they're like, okay. So then she's like, well, can you bring Joesph in? She said, he's at work, but I can pull him in real quick. So they bring Joesph on the Zoom. They bring Joesph on Skype and on the call, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, girl, you did this. He's like, okay, it's okay. So they start talking to Joesph. He said that he met Joesph on. He said that he found Sabrina's Facebook page, liked her, saw her pictures, and liked her smile. They started talking. For what reason they stopped talking? They stopped talking. And then they just reconnected again. And he's like, I love her, I want to be with her, and I like her. And he's like, I want to be with her. So then they're like, okay, well, we can fly to Phoenix. And then he's like, you know what? I want to fly out to LA, keep my sister out of the business, keep the family out of the business. So then he was like, you want to fly out to LA, that's fine, we'll arrange your flight. They bring Joesph to LA, they talk to him about everything. And he's like, I saw Sabrina on Facebook. I liked her smile. She was a nice lady. We started talking and stuff. Oh, that thing up. When Joesph was on, when Crystal sent the email to Neve and Cammy, she said that Joesph thought that Sabrina was 30 or 20, right? Well, somebody else spilled the beans. So when they met with Joesph said, I found out that I thought Sabrina was older, and I thought Sabrina. What are their ages? Okay, so what are their ages? Okay, so I'll get to that in a minute, Spencer. They were Joesph said, I like Sabrina. I saw Sabrina on Facebook. I liked her smile. She was beautiful. She had a good smile. She had a great smile. Yo. Child. She said she had a great smile. And she said oh my God, she had a really, really good smile. Hey Mika. Hey Mika. Hey girl. Mika's here. Anyway. So
Hey, Mika.
he says that hey Mika. He says that he thought that Sabrina was older. He stopped talking to Sabrina. They reconnected again. Yo. This dude thought she was 20 or 30. Guess what happened? Joesph started talking to Sabrina's cousin, and Sabrina's cousin told Joesph, she's basically a child. She's only 19. He started chatting with Sabrina's cousin. Then he found out that was actually Sabrina's cousin that he was messaging. Then he found out that Sabrina was 19. So, child, and I don't know how old Joesph was. I don't know how old he was, but so that was so Joesph said, I liked her and I want to meet with her and stuff. Well, they started looking through messages between Joesph and Sabrina that Joesph let them look at, and there was a message about some kind of grave or something, saying, I need a grave, I need money for it. Do you have any ideas of how to fundraise? And holy Toledo's. And then he said, oh my God, do you have any fundraiser or whatever? Do you have any fundraising or anything that you could do? And so Mika, no, these are old episodes. These are old ones. Catfish got canceled a couple of months ago, but we're being on UP are reacting to old ones. We're reacting to ones from season 8 and season 9. So yeah, these are not new episodes. These are old ones. So they're old ones. So Neve is like, okay. Neve is like, okay. Neve is like, okay. So he's like, well, go ahead and send us all the information that you got. We gonna go and we gonna do that. Oh, and Joesph was talking to Sabrina on Facebook. Then they got their phone numbers, and I think they talked on the phone a couple of times. So Neve and Cammy go on with the investigation, right? They searched. First thing that they do is they go to Sabrina's Facebook. Her Facebook is Sabrina Gomez. They go to Facebook. Few pictures on there, not a whole lot. They start going through Sabrina's pictures. Sabrina is a beautiful girl. She's beautiful. Then they start going through Sabrina's pictures. Well, they find a picture. They find a picture of Sabrina. They find a picture of Sabrina with a little girl. Then someone comments on the post and says, "Your daughter is so gorgeous." And then they're like, "Wait a minute. She had a kid. Even Cammy was like, he never mentioned Sabrina having a child. Joesph never did. She was like, what? Then he was like, I don't know, we'll have to ask him that. Well, they scroll through, they see another picture. They see another picture of the daughter. And they're like, she had a kid. And then they are like, wait a minute, her daughter died? So they look at they see a third picture. The picture says, Eileen, I love you so much. And then the caption says, Eileen, I miss you so much, baby girl. They go to Sabrina's Facebook. They go to her videos. Sabrina got a whole video about her daughter, Eileen. Saying, alright, Eileen, I miss you, baby girl. I can't wait to be with you. And I can't wait to hug you soon. And even Cammy are like, oh my god, this is crazy. Well, then even Cammy are like, well, is this just a fake page? We don't even know if this is a real page. So even Cammy are like, you know what, let's start these pictures. They search the first picture with Sabrina and her daughter. Don't find no hits on that. They search a second picture. They search a second picture that was on Sabrina's Facebook. Just a picture of Sabrina. Don't find anything on that. They search a third picture that was on the Sabrina Facebook with just a picture of Sabrina. They search the third picture of Sabrina. Boom. They find an Instagram account for Sabrina, different last name. They go and click on one of the photos. Bam. And there's a photo of the daughter on the Instagram, and it says, "Love you, Eileen," and then they're like, okay. But then Cammy's like, is this just another fake page? Is this just another fake page? Because we don't know if this is even the real page. Because on the Instagram it said that Eileen was very much alive. Well, then they go look at another photo. They see a picture with Sabrina and her daughter. Hey KB, thank you so much. They look at another picture of Sabrina with her daughter. The picture was taken at school. Well, at the bottom you could see that she's holding a certificate with her. They blow it up. We can see her name on it, which is kind of weird because they usually don't do that. Then they can see the principal's name. They go and search for the principal's name, whose name was Jennifer. They go search the name on Google. Even Cammy find the information. It's on the screen. Basically, more of it is blocked. First, basically, the information is blocked out, except for the principal's name and what she's affiliated with. Child, even Cammy called the little girl's school. Now, mind y'all, it got weird, y'all. It got weird. They called the little girl's school. I'm like, this is some weird shit, but we gonna roll with it. So Neve can be called. They speak to the principal, Jennifer. She's the one who answered the phone. Neve says, "Hey, I'm doing an episode called CATFISH that you may have heard of." Right, Spencer? It was weird. Neve says, "Yeah, I'm doing an episode. I'm doing a TV show that you may have heard of called CATFISH, and we are concerned for one of your students because Eileen, Monia, and her mother. It looks like someone is using their pictures to create fake profiles." Then he says, our concern is this person is lying to guys, and that obviously puts one of your students at risk, and we would like to let her mother, Sabrina, know that. Then she's like, fine, okay, if you could just send me the info to this email, we can get that whenever. Neve sends her the email. Then Neve and Kimmy are like, what we got going on here? Then they're like a bunch of crazy ass shit. So then Neve and Kimmy are like, well, it looks like all this is pointing to the woman who is now lying about having a daughter who is now deceased. Then Kimmy's like, I'm gonna need interest from Joesph, and I'm gonna need interest to all of them. They go the next day. So they take a commercial break. They come back. They go and meet with Joesph. He's at this little car place. He's at this. He's at a car place. He's at a car place. He's at a car place. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. My mother is yelling at something. Hold on. I'll be right back, y'all. Unspoken, talk for a second,
Alec will
please,
be
if you
back,
can.
guys. So listen, I was late today because my daughter was having premature contractions. So we were there. We were at the hospital for hours on top of hours. Not hours on top of hours. I was there like 3 hours. So it turned out that it's Braxton Hicks contractions. So she's fine. They're just gonna keep her overnight, and then she'll be back home in the morning. So that's why I was late. She's not due until May. So when she started contracting, everybody was like freaking out. Like, girl, no, ain't nobody ready yet. Nobody's ready. Baby not even finished cooking. So yeah. She's okay. She's okay. She was scared, Spencer. She was scared. She was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to have the baby this early. I don't want to have him." So, yeah. But she's okay. Thank y'all for asking. Hey, KB. So, that's where I was, and I was the reason that everything was late. Alec might have to start going live without me, and then I'll join him later if I'm late in the
Yeah, I might have
future.
to start doing that. It's okay. I hope she gets better soon. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's better. It's called Braxton Hicks contractions. So
Yeah,
they're
I've heard of
like
that before. I saw
fake
it. I saw it
contractions.
on the Reba show once. I know what you're talking about. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to grab my
Okay.
dinner, but yeah.
I'm gonna
But
mute
anyway,
up, y'all, because
okay,
I'm.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. So they basically finish up with the carman Norman. They look at a couple cars. They have some fun. They're like, okay, we got to get down to business. Hold on, y'all. My eye is driving me crazy. So they go and they meet up with Joesph. They sit down and they talk about everything. So then they're like, sit down. We'll show you everything. They first ask him how is he doing. He's like, I'm nervous. They're like, okay, let's get into it. So they open his computer. He shows them everything they've done. He's like, okay. We first went to her Facebook. We've had a couple photos. Then they show him the daughter photo. He was like, they were like, Sabrina has a daughter. He never mentioned that. And he's like, yeah, it's a very touchy subject. She don't want to talk about it. And then Joseph's like, I think y'all saw that message when y'all was looking at my messages. Y'all was looking at my messages. And he was like, no. Kay. Kay said, blame it on Unspoken. Just kidding. Kay.
Exactly, Kay.
I was sitting here looking at my phone while I was getting the live started, and I'm going through my phone and I'm looking and Unspoken made a comedian post that said, "Lord child, I'm waiting for my doggone funeral, girl." Anyway, so then he's like, no, we saw something about a grave. Then he was like, no, there was a message that she sent me that when she asked me to give her money to clean the headstone out of my dead daughter. So then we were like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you gave her money to clean the headstone? He's like, yeah, I gave her I gave her $800. He's like, I gave her $800, and I'm like, what in the world? Yo, I'm about to fall out of my doggone chair when he said that. So they were like, will they start talking about it some more, and then they're like, okay, well, let me show you what else we found. He says, we did a full Google image search on one of the pictures that was on her Facebook. We found an IG page. They show Joesph the picture of the daughter that was on the IG page, and they say, this looks like Eileen's daughter, who was very much alive. They say no, this looks like Sabrina's daughter, who is very much alive. And they're like, oh my, he's like, oh my god, that's crazy and wild. And so then they're sitting there, and they're talking about it, and they're like, you know, it's crazy. Half of the story is crazy, and he was like, you know, it's crazy. He was like, you know, he was like, you know, it's crazy that that this person would make a Facebook page, pretend to be this person or whatever, and start making all these posts and all these videos saying that this daughter is now deceased. So they're sitting there, they're talking about it. Neve gets a phone call from the real girl, Sabrina. Sabrina's like, hey, I gotta call my daughter's school. What's going on here? What's up? Neve is like, listen. Yeah, hey, Sabrina. So we're working with a guy in Phoenix who, on Facebook, has her talking to a girl named Sabrina, who uses pictures of you and your daughter, saying that your daughter was now deceased. And Sabrina's like, oh wow. And she's like, people are evil. They show Joesph to Sabrina. Joseph's like, hey, how you doing? And Eva's like, I know this is awkward, but you guys have not been communicating. She's like, no, sorry, you guys. Child. She's like, you you guys have any idea who it is? He's like, no, we thought you might have some idea. And then, well, in the middle of the call, before they, back that thing up. In the middle of the call, but before they show Joesph to Sabrina, so they can, like, talk and confirm that he was talking to her, Kate was like, you know, I'm not a mom, but if I were, I would be like, who's calling? And she was like, yeah, who's calling? And he was like, and Serena's like, yes, who's calling? Yes. Like, it's gonna be okay. Is she in danger? And Kate was like, we just want to make sure that she's not. So, then after they show those to Sabrina, they confirm that, and then she's like, no, I don't know who it is. Then he's like, let's get to the bottom of it. And he's like, well, I will let you know once we do. He's like, well, now that was to do it, I'm going to go outside and call her. So let me try to play the call video, because I tried to test it a second ago, and it wouldn't play the whole video. It would just play the audio. So let me try and see. Okay, no, it's not showing the whole screen. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can improvise. Oh my god. No, that's okay. We can just improvise. Let me go to the video, and I will just play it from here. Let me pause it real quick. Oh, come on. Pause. Hold on, y'all. Technical difficulties. Hold on. I'm trying to share the screen. Share screen. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Is this? Oh, this is. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to fix it, y'all. Hold on. Would it be okay, y'all, if I just play the audio? Would that be okay? Would that be okay if I just play the audio, y'all? Because I can't show the whole video. It's not wanting to do anything. Would it be okay if I just play the audio, guys? Okay, everyone's in the chat saying it's okay. I'm just gonna share the video on the screen, and we're just gonna try to do it this way. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Let me know.
It says no connection from my end.
Can y'all hear it?
It says off. It's saying offline, and it says no connection, Alec.
Okay, were you guys able to hear the video?
No.
I'm asking people in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Were you guys able to hear the video or no? No sound? Oh my god. What is happening, y'all? Oh, this is getting on my last doggone nerve. Let me see. Show scene numbers. So this is weird. Okay. Remove exit media share. Yeah, because it won't let me share the screen. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. Boom. Should I turn that on? Okay, let me change. Let me add this screen share, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna drag it right there. Okay, there we go. Boom. Okay, I'm just gonna hide that, and I'm gonna start playing now. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Yes, hi, is this Sabrina? Hey, I am a friend of Joesph, your boyfriend.
I should put up a banner.
An episode of my TV show, CATFISH. Are you familiar with the show? So he now knows that you're not the girl in the pictures that he's been looking at, and also that the daughter. And so,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but what's the point now? What's the point? Like, he knows the house. What's the point? He's not gonna love you.
but why do you think that? I mean,
Because you kind of just ruined everything. So.
Ruined everything? Girl, we ruined everything. Did y'all hear that? She said, you ruined everything. Bitch, we ruined everything. Bitch, we ruined everything. Girl, come on. Isn't that funny, yo? She said, we ruined everything. Girl, bye. So then Evie Cammy goes back into the place, sits down with Evie Cammy. He's like, hey, I called her, she wasn't happy. Then she basically just hung up on me and said, I ruined everything. Cammy was like, bitch, we ruined everything? So, then he's like, nothing but to do it. Joesph, you text her. Joesph texts her and says, call me shorty. So then Nevy's like, give me that damn phone. So Neve sends her a little message and he's like, because at first she says, I just can't talk to you right now. Child. Nevy's like, give me that damn phone. He sends her a little message and everything. And he sends her a little message and everything, and he's like, we should meet up and all this other stuff. And she's like, I really don't want to do it. Then she says, do you really love me? And then Neve is like, I want to get to know you, and I want to get to love you. So then she's like, okay, you can come meet up with us tomorrow. It's a whole mess, Spencer. It's a whole mess, girl. So then she's like, you can come meet up with me tomorrow. So y'all, before we get into that, I have one more video that I do want to play, okay? One more. Hopefully this side I'm going to take it down because the other one, when I pulled it up, my banner wasn't on, so. It's on now, though. So let's play this one. This is just the intro of the show. Hold on, let me minimize that and try to then go back here and here we go. Okay. And then back to here so I can change this layout. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Hide.
We still hear no sound, Alec. I don't know if you playing sound.
Y'all didn't hear that.
No sound.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, this sound thing wasn't on. My bad. We should have sound now. We should have sound now. Let me know if we have sound now, guys.
4 years ago, Joesph meets this girl, Sabrina, on Facebook. This is the girl. This is the one that you actually need to settle down with. Wait, her daughter died. What? This is loud. Yeah. Homie is getting played. That's her right there.
So, the next day, Neve and Cammy, they ride out to Denver, which was where Sabrina said she lived, right? They go out to meet her. Well, they get on the plane, and then they're on the plane for a couple hours. First they get at the crack of dawn. They get on the plane, then they get a text message from. Then they get a text message from who? They get a text message from Sabrina saying, "Meet me at this address." The next day, they go. The next day, they land there. They go and they go straight to meet her because she said she was ready. They go there to meet her. They're sitting in the car and they're like, "Well, where is she? I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody." Child. Joesph was like, "What if that's her right there hiding in the bushes?" And he even gets his camera and he zooms in. Girl, she is at that park, just sitting there in the bushes like this. On some weird ass shit. She just sitting in the bushes like this. And she just sitting in the bushes like this. She just sitting in the bushes like this. I mean, it was weird. She was just sitting in the bushes like this. It was weird. So Neve and Cammy get out. Neve and Cammy are like, "Hey, well, let's go out let's go out to the car and meet her." They get out of the car, go out to the park where the picnic is. They start walking towards her. They start walking towards her. The bitch starts walking away. Neve and Cammy's like, "What? She's walking away? Oh no." Neve is like, "Dad, she's walking away." Cammy's like, "Oh no," and they're all like, "Hey, miss, hello, ma'am." Eventually she goes out. She goes and moves to a bench. They go over there. They go to her. Neve's like, "Joesph, this is you. You got this." Ciao. They go and they go on a commercial break. They come back. Joesph says, "Hello, do you know me?" And he's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "My name is." She says, My name is actually Patricia." And excuse me, and I'm like, "What in the world? Your name is actually Patricia?" Sabrina, the girl, Patricia, aka Sabrina. She's a beautiful girl. She is beautiful. She is a beautiful girl. She's beautiful, y'all. So Neve is like, "Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did you mess with my feelings? Why did you say, oh my God, you want to be with me?" She was like, the love, it wasn't real. The love, it was real. That wasn't fake. You don't have to believe it, but it was real. It wasn't fake. It was real. It wasn't fake. It was real. It was real. And then they talk to her more, and then she's like, "I need a minute." She starts walking away. She starts away, right? Neve stops her and he's like, "Hey, don't leave. I just want to say hi and say hello." And then he's like, then Neve is like, "What's your name?" She says, "Hello, my name is Patricia. I'm 20. I live in Denver." And Neve is like, "When did you start this Sabrina profile?" Y'all want to know how many years? Just guess. I'm not gonna let you guys know more. 4 years. She started the Sabrina profile 4 years ago, and he was like, "Why did you do that?" She's like, so the first story that she tells, because she tells two stories. The first one she tells is she was a sophomore in high school. This guy wanted to take her out to a movie. Well, basically, it's the day of the date. She goes to have the date. Sorry, my phone went off. She goes to have the date. Sits there waiting on him. She gets a text from him, and he was like, this was a joke. I really didn't want to be with you. So that really disturbed me. So she said because of that, she made the Sabrina profile. And then they're like, well, what about the cousin profile? Was that the first profile? Now, when she was talking to Joesph, she said that was the only profile she had made. But when they asked her about the cousin, she said yeah. So Joesph is like, two profiles. She's like, yeah. Then he's like, well, what? Why are you on this Facebook page, putting putting the real Sabrina and her daughter in nature? Why did you make a video and post pictures with Sabrina and her daughter, saying the daughter was deceased? Why did you do that? She said, I actually lost my daughter in 2015, and she was in the hospital. She wasn't developing well. She was in ICU. She was basically dying, and she said that the daughter was basically dying, and she said that this is the second story she tells. She says that she was in the hospital and she was bored, so she found Sabrina's pictures, and she said that she just wanted to be like pretty because she didn't like hurt herself, so she found Sabrina's pictures, made a whole Facebook with Sabrina's pictures, and then they were like, wait a minute, you just told a different version of the guy, and then she just was telling the story of the guy again and everything. And then she was like, my baby died. She didn't live past 3 hours, and she said that's why she made the Sabrina profile as well. Then she said that she made the cousin profile because she saw that Joesph was flirting with other girls, right? Was flirting with other girls, right? Y'all, this girl, she said that she did that, and she said, oh my god, this guy did this to me. This guy made me his laughing stock. And then she said that she made this Sabrina profile, and they were like, why? And they're like, why did you do all this? And they were kind of like, we're kind of done for the day. So they end it with Patricia. They go and they sit down and they're like, she tells so many lies. She tells so many lies. We don't know how to believe her. And they're like, she tells so many lies. I don't know what to believe out of her mouth. So then they're like, I don't know what to believe out of her mouth. I don't know what to believe out of her mouth. So then they're like, she basically said that she had one profile, but then when we asked her about the cousin one, that one came out. So basically, they end that. The next day, Kami meets Neve at the hotel. She goes into the hotel. She goes into Neve's hotel room where he's staying. She goes in there, and then he was like, well, I found Patricia's real Facebook page. And then they looked, do you have something to say? Oh. Unspoken.
No, I don't. I just pushed the button. I have
Okay. Okay. So they're sitting there and they're like, okay, well, let's go meet this. So they're sitting there and they're like, well, what about 2015? Because that's what she said she had the daughter. They go and look through to Patricia's Facebook, and they go and look through all her profile pictures. It doesn't show that she lost a daughter, but still, she could have said that post as friend, and if you're a friend of hers, you won't be able to see it. So then Joesph comes in and he's like, I'm just blown away by all this. And then they're like, well, let's text Patricia. They go and they text Patricia. Then they meet her and she's at a cafe called Neighbors. They go in there, they sit down with her, and they're like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And she's like, I'm okay, but then she says, I got a text message last night saying some pretty nasty stuff. do you mind if I show you? She shows the text message. The text message was like, oh, you are so stupid for catfishing. You'll be done for this, this, and that. Just saying a lot of verbal stuff. She thought it was Joesph because the area code was 408. 480 is a Phoenix phone number area code. That's a foreign number. And then we can spoke, and Kimmy's like, we can search it. And he was like, no, it'll probably come back to a text number, And then she was like, no. She was like, no. And then she thought that it could be someone that Joesph is telling. She's like, no. I've only told my little sister. All of my family and everybody thinks I'm at work. So, she's like, well, I don't know who that was. She's like, well, anyway. So then Eva came here like, we'll let you sit here and talk. Joesph is like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You basically messed with my feelings. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So then she's like, I wish you the best. He's like, I wish you the best. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Well, they come outside and like, we're done. And then they give Patricia hugs and they say goodbye and then they leave. And then Eva came like, who was that text message from? She's like, I don't know. And at first, y'all, I thought it could be from the girl Sabrina because the girl Sabrina could have easily found Patricia's info and sent her that text. But then Eva came like, she could have sent herself that on text message. And then after that ends. They do the team on follow up. Y'all, Joesph is looking good. He got them grills. He was like, you got them grills, son. And he's like, I'm not doing anything right now. Just saying to myself. He did take his cousin. He did take his sister Crystal to Cheesecake Factory because he said that he would take Crystal to Cheesecake Factory if the girl Sabrina he was talking to wasn't real and it wasn't real. It was a bunch of fake ass shit. Anyway, and they were like, well, it looks like you're doing good. So they hang up with him. They call Patricia. Y'all, Patricia says she got a girlfriend. Y'all, I don't believe she got a girlfriend. I don't believe the things she says. So then basically that ends and the episode just ends. And it was a pretty crazy episode, y'all. I mean, it was crazy. It was a whole entire mess, a bunch of crazy stuff. So, Unspoken, do you have any thoughts on this? Are you ready to talk? Are you ready to say your thoughts? Because I'm ready to hear them, girl. What are your thoughts on this episode? What are y'all thoughts on this one? What are y'all thoughts? What is y'all thoughts on this episode? I think it was pretty crazy to say the least. I think the guy that got catfished was a little bit, crazy. I think Unspoken stepped away, so I'll wait for her to come back. Unspoken, we can't hear you if you're not talking. UP, I can't hear you if you're not talking. I don't know where she went, y'all.
I'm here.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the episode? I want to go on mute.
Alec, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm on the phone with my dad.
Okay. I want to go on mute, y'all. Okay, thank you so much, Spencer. I appreciate that, boo. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all come to this live stream and share it out, y'all. I'm just waiting on UP to come back so she can give her thoughts on the episode because she said she has some thoughts. Wait on her back. Hey, sis.
I had some thoughts on the other episode because you gave me a few episodes to watch, and I think I watched the wrong one.
This is Joesph and Sabrina.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I watched the other one. The oh god. But when you started talking about it, I thought we had watched the same episode. That's my fault because we talked about two different episodes or three different
Are you
episodes.
talking about Sparkala and Maritha?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, that one
that
was
was the
crazy.
next one, right?
Yeah, that's the next one. But yeah,
Yeah,
this episode was pretty crazy, y'all. And I'm sorry, we were late, but
yeah, that's
life
my
be
fault.
life be laughing. So the next time my PP is late, I will just start without her, and I would just start without her, and then we'll wait on her to come, and we'll start when she joins. I think that's what I'll do from now on, because I don't like to keep y'all waiting. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like to
this.
keep the audience waiting either. I'm sorry,
Uh,
guys.
Sorry, y'all. Hopefully next week will be better, but yeah. So next week we will be doing Sparkala and Aretha. Now, Unspoken, are you and Bams and them are gonna be doing the Reaches Brew every Friday?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing an episode. We haven't decided what we're gonna do this week yet, but we've been
Okay.
watching a lot of stuff. But it's gonna probably follow up behind the whole episode that we did, um, part like a part two or something. I don't know until we get the rest of the stuff together. So
Okay.
yeah, because that was a good topic, and we got a lot of other stuff to talk about that
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna go into detail,
That's
but
fine.
you know um. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say something. Um, Say that I need to watch the I needed to watch the right dang on episode. So I've already watched the episode that we're gonna talk about next week. I
Okay.
gotta get it together. Alec, I got
I
a
know.
lot of stuff. A lot of
I
stuff
know.
going on. All at once.
Just a quick reminder. UP will be live tomorrow at 4, right?
No, I don't. Oh
Uh,
yeah, on my other channel to talk about. Oh yeah,
so
that's not.
talk about
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
I will. So make sure y'all join the UP on her other channel at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Of course, I will be listening because that's what I do. So make sure y'all can join us then. And I enjoy doing this with Unspoken because I feel like it gives us a minute to step away from the other stuff and just do positive content and do some great stuff. So
Can I say something before you get off? Because
yeah,
I'm even ready to end it.
yeah, in a minute.
Okay, I just wanted to say, like, to everybody that I promised, the email communications and stuff too. I'll be working on that. I was just crazy busy this week and didn't. That person became an afterthought, to be honest. So y'all please
Yeah,
understand, because once I get these people out of my system, like they kind of become afterthoughts. I know it's really important for everybody that's going through right now, so I'm definitely going to work on getting everything that I promised y'all I was going to get together. So I don't want
okay,
anybody to feel a type of way about anything, but I have a lot going on, and that's for
exactly.
real,
We
for
all
real,
do.
for real, for real. Okay.
Yeah, I had a lot going on today with my dog himself. Me and my mother slept in this morning. We had a crazy morning. My mother tried to go to work. Her internet wasn't working. Ooh, whatever. It's been a crazy Monday, y'all. Mondays can be crazy. They can be absolutely crazy. Mondays can get crazy, y'all. I hate Mondays. I hate Mondays, y'all, because they can get crazy. I hate Mondays, y'all. But anyway, so I think next week we'll use the same streaming service if that's okay with you, sis.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because I like this thing. I like all the effects you can use. I like all the things you can use. So next time we Unspoken from now on, we'll use this streaming service. I'll use StreamYard sometimes. I mean not a lot of times, but I think for now on we'll use this streaming service, and then maybe we'll switch back to StreamYard soon. But for now, we gonna stay on this, and we gonna see what it do. Because I tested it out with Unspoken the other day, and it works fine. It works fine. So we'll
Yeah,
use the
it
same
was
streaming
so
service
different
next week.
behind the scenes, though.
It is. I mean, I like it. Like you have. Like I love all the things you can do with it. I like all the things you can do with it.
Yeah.
Oh lordy. Well, y'all, I gotta get off of here. So Y'all have a great rest of your night. We will see y'all tomorrow at 4, okay? And if y'all did not hit the thumbs up on your way in, please hit it on your way out. We love y'all. Y'all have a good night, and we will talk to you guys very soon, okay? We love y'all. Say bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all. Have a good night. Stay up here for 1 second, okay?
Mm-hmm.